Hey guys, Reese here. I just thought I would do an update and a kind of a guide to the big three sevens. That being the Rat 7, BK7, and the Ontario Ranger Detachment Series RD7. Now, my favorite is my Rat 7. I am not going to strip the coating. This knife is beautiful. I keep it well oiled. Um, it comes with my Carta. Yeah, the sheath, given it is what it is, um, it keeps this knife affordable. Not only that, but they also, Ontario, by including this sheath, it enables users to customize this knife by by getting a Kydex sheath from their local Kydex sheath makers. So it's actually putting money back into the economy by doing that. So, which is another reason why I don't go to SE. And with SE, you already have a good sheath that comes with it, and it is shorter, and it's 30% more expensive than the Rat 7. So that said, I love this knife. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no hot spots. I love it. It's just perfect. Um, the second one is the BK7, which was my favorite. I mean, it still is. Well, let's just put it this way: these three are my favorite knives. I'm leaning more to the Rat 7, but this is my custom BK7. Now, these are all 7-inch blades, except for the RD7, which I'll get to in a minute. Now, for those of you that are considering buying the Becker BK7, um, for some weird reason, my micarta scandals or my micarta sand scales, they came like a kind of like the Rad 7 scale, and then they just changed color over time. I don't know. That's just weird. It looks like wood. But yeah, I fell for the micarta scales. Yeah, I fell for that. So I bought it, and it does feel a little bit better than the Zytel, you know. Um, but like I was saying, I did customize it. I took the coating off, which if you're gonna do it, it's a pain in the ass, pardon the pun, to maintain. Because if I use this one a lot, clean it, wash it after every use, I have to take everything off and make sure there's no water in between there. So some people will remove the coating up until the handle, which I think is a good idea. It's an awesome idea. I should have I did, but some of the paint stripper got into the past the line there, so I had no choice but to fully remove it. Now I did have a Ranger detachment already, an RD6, but I sold it. And that one was stripped too up until the handle. But this blade is nice. It's, yeah, I'll just put them all side by side. And of course, I babied my Becker 7. I got a Kydex sheath for it from Jess the Sheath Maker on eBay. Awesome, awesome sheaths. And mine has a ferro rod attachment to it, but I took it off because I never really used it. Um, yeah. So here's my RD7 or my Red 7, my BK7. So if you're gonna strip the coating, you gotta know, you gotta be prepared to go the extra mile in knife maintenance if you do that. If it was up to me, if I could do it over again, I would probably leave the coating on. Because what happens is after you remove the coating, I spent hours and hours because I don't have power tools, right? So I'm not even gonna get into that. So what happens is when you remove the coating, there's some very fine lines. I don't know if you can hear that, but well, I sanded them a lot down. I sanded them down Can you hear that? Those little grooves help the coating stay on the knife longer, right? And the coating did stay on for a long time, but I just got into the whole customizing thing and went kind of nuts on it. But know that if you strip the BK7, you're gonna have these weird lines that actually help the coating stick to the blade. And if you don't have any power tools, you're gonna be looking at quite a bit of time sanding it down to make it look like this. But I digress. So if I could do it over again, I would keep the coating on. And next, last but not least, is the discontinued Ontario RD7. You can probably see it. This one, yeah, same thing too. Now this blade is a 1/4 inch thick, 5160, and another great knife. I don't take this one out. It's more of a. I keep it more in the home. Look at that tip, beautiful tip. This thing is razor sharp. All my knives are sharp. Convex edge all the way. Now this knife is 8 inches with a 7 inch exactly cutting edge. Now I don't know why Ontario did some poor marketing for this knife, because I didn't hear about till after it was discontinued, and I was lucky to get one. I paid 150, gosh, almost about 160 after taxes and shipping and everything. So I was actually lucky enough to get the very, very last one through a Canadian retailer in Canada, because I live in Canada. But yeah, so that one is one knife that I will never sell. My RD7. RD6 I could part with it because I always have my RD7, and you can't get them anymore. So I love this knife. It's my baby, and yeah. So if anyone's considering purchasing these knives, uh, if you don't like the coatings, and by all means strip the coating. But if you want a knife that you don't have to customize, definitely get the Rat 7. Awesome knife, very light in the hand, and it's got a choil. If you dig choils, it's awesome. And if you don't, if you're not into the choils, then by all means get the Becker, get the BK7. Awesome knife. They're all wicked choppers, and I would sure love to see the RD7 make a comeback in 1095. If they were made in 1095, I would jump on it right away. So if anybody has any questions, send me a message, and smash the like button and let me know what you guys think. I'm just a fellow bushcrafter, and I like to thank all the other channels that did videos on these knives, which without you guys, I wouldn't even be here making this video. So even if you're a guy that takes a knife right out of the box and just beats the living holy hell out of it, it doesn't matter, because those things actually did influence my decisions. Even though I don't beat on my knives, I use them for, especially my Rat 7, for emergency purposes, or hiking and stuff like that. My BK7 for a lot dirtier work, and my RD7 if I have to process really big. Oh, another thing about the RD7, this thing here, man, it's got so much mass to this. Like the girth, the girth of this thing is just phenomenal. It's like a machete, but not a machete, because it's a knife, right? But it's so wicked at chopping wood. It's I find it, I'm astounded that Ontario doesn't make these anymore. Because if you want a big if you want a chopper, a heavy chopper, but don't want to buy a machete or a saw, get the RD7. Well, whatever. You know what I mean. But they should make those again, man. They really need to. It's a wicked knife. Anyway, I'm rambling on now. So, with that, I hope you guys have a blessed day. Smash the like and shoot me a comment on what's your favorite knife. Yeah, and if you have any questions, let me know and I'll get back to you. And thank you guys for enabling me to get my dream knives. These are my dream knives: the Rat 7, PK7, and the RD7. I do have other Beckers and Ontario's too, but these are my three favorite knives of all time. So, with that, guys, have an awesome day and take care of one another, and I'll see you again. Peace.